Hi, today's video is about my new gardening knife. I had intended to buy a Hori Hori knife, but after looking on Google for a while, ended up buying a gardening knife that looks more like a large steak knife. One of the things I'll be using the knife for is to cut vegetables when they've finished their season about 1 centimetre below the surface to support my no-dig gardening method. So these chicory, for example, I had cut off at ground level when they'd finished their season, but they just keep regrowing. Same problem with spinach and lettuce, and I don't want to be digging them out of the ground because I'd like to follow no-dig gardening. So I'm going to see how the knife goes cutting them out. Just about 1 centimetre below. This is pretty easy. It's going through quite nicely. And most of the roots are now staying in the ground, leaving good organic matter in the ground. I'm not putting much pressure on the knife at all. Nice. Like a knife through butter. What else can I test run the knife on? Maybe the broad beans, but there's a lot of, there's also some calendulas and some strawberries there, and I don't want to cut one of them off. So if I get the secateurs first and prune it back a little bit, then I can go underground. Maybe Frank can help me by getting the secateurs. Hey Frank, can you get the secateurs for me, mate? Oh, Frank, mate, that's a gardening trowel. Go back, get the secateurs. They're on the bench next to the dog treats. Help yourself. Oh, nice. Well done. Green handle ones. Thank you, Frank. I'll just prune back some of the height of the broad beans so that I don't end up cutting the calendula or the strawberries. And I'll chop that broad bean stem up and use it as mulch in a little while. So again, I'm only cutting 1 or 2 centimetres below the surface. It's going in pretty easy through this as well. Whilst pruning, I've accidentally pulled out one of the skinny runt broad beans. It wasn't very good roots, so it didn't take much to pull out. But I was thrilled to see the nodules on the roots. Last year was my first year of gardening in this new garden. In my old house, the broad beans used to have a lot of nodules, but in this house they didn't. So I'm thrilled that this year we now have nodules, which shows that there's the nitrogen fixation happening. Hopefully next year there'll be even more. I'm pleased with my new gardening knife, and I'll be using it a lot in the garden. As to whether I'd recommend anyone else buy one, I don't know. One of my friends, Helen, said that she has used a steak knife from the kitchen in her gardening, and she's found that with the flat edge she's able to put a finger on to put extra pressure when she cuts. That sounds like a good option. Maybe if I was to have my time again, I'd go down to the op shop and get a steak knife and try that first. Thanks for watching.